Hi, Natalia. Thank you for joining our online presentation today. This is Group 2. In the following 10 minutes, my colleague and I will be presenting the analysis for your business dog pool. Through the presentation, you will be able to identify the current situation and acquire basic knowledge for applying a new mobile app that Chris and Giles previously suggested. At the end, some innovative ideas will be offered so that you will be able to improve the business model. This is the structure of today's presentation. We will focus on the business analytics methodology, which is based on this analysis model. We will brief you through the rich picture and business model canvas to understand the overall situation and identify opportunity through the leverage matrix. Then we will perform the simulation that is built on Excel to see what the outcomes are, complemented with the results from optimization and sensitivity analysis. Lastly, innovative ideas will be provided through a new business model canvas and McKinsey's 3 horizons of growth. First, let's look at the rich picture. This will give you an holistic view not only within your business but also on the industry and the environment. The connection between these 3 can also be observed. We have recognized some existing issues as listed on the right-hand side, which these 5 issues we find them in need to be specifically focused on.
Moving on to the next part of the business analytics methodology, we map out Dogpool's business model using a business model canvas. This is based on Dogpool's current business situation and is a means of demonstrating how we, from an external perspective, view Dogpool's business model. The canvas also provides a more descriptive view of the business as compared to the rich picture that my colleague shared earlier on, and allows us to help identify possible applications of analytics, which we will dive into greater detail next. So some notable areas we identified as having greater potential of development includes key partners, channels such as the mobile application that you are considering, and revenue streams.
From the understanding of Dogpool's current businesses through Business Model Canvas, we have articulated some areas of business analytics to favor the growth of business. A business leverage matrix helps us understand the nature of analytics based on its difficulty and the value creation. Catering to the changing dynamics of market, stringent drawbacks of continuing businesses through the Facebook application, analytics for viability of business transformation into mobile application has been identified as a critical and valuable area. After identifying the area of business analytics, we have further created an Excel analytics model to help understand the floating question: how many servers do we need when going into the mobile application business model? Well, Natalia, we have created a dependency diagram to help you understand the theme of our Excel analytics model. Our model builds on the key input, that is the number of servers that we need each month, aided by some fixed parameters like the server cost, the monthly subscription cost, and the demand growth. The boxes highlighted in the yellow represents the intermediary calculations, which ultimately gives us some tangible outputs highlighted in the green, like the total revenue, the cost that's incurred, and also the net profit. Within this model, we are also considering the power of negative word of mouth and possible revenue loss generated due to the unmet demand.
Here is our basic model. This column shows the parameter of the model such as the initial user demand, demand multipliers, etc. The main input is the number of new servers acquired monthly. The output includes the profit, income, server cost, and unmet demand cost. If you want to know the profit for the different main input scenarios, you can just change this number. Then you can get the corresponding output. You can use this model to decide the optimal input under the 64% demand growth rate. Here is our model incorporating a simulation. You can switch between simulation and the non-simulation modes. It can help you to deal with the uncertainty of the demand multipliers and determine the optimal input. This is the optimization table under the 64% demand growth rate. It allows you to instantly test multiple inputs and show corresponding output so that you can decide the optimal input based on different goals. The table on the left shows the relationship between profit and the input. According to the table, if you want to maximize your profit, you can add 65 new servers each month. The table on the right shows the correlation between the unmet demand cost and the input. So if you want to meet customers' needs and reduce their complaints, you can choose to add 98 servers monthly. You can clearly see the correlation from the two graphs.
In the full interest of transparency, we do need to advise you that there are some inherent limitations to the analytics model. When we perform a sensitivity analysis, it is immediately evident that the model of profits to number of servers is sensitive to changes in new user demand. As you can see from the graph, when there's a significant change in demand, there's also a significant fluctuations to profit. Likewise, when we plot unmet demand cost to number of servers, it is also sensitive to changes in new user demand. What this essentially means for you is that while the model, simulation, and optimization we have provided are excellent gauges of performance, they are based on the existing forecast of new user demand provided by Chris and Giles. These may not necessarily be the reality of what you face down the road, and hence may not be fully representative of the situation for you next time. Please ensure you do take that into consideration when you're using the tools provided.
Overall, we have come up with 3 options for you based on our analysis. First, if you focus on maximizing profits, the decision will bring you less financial pressure to operate the business. However, it also means you may lose part of customers, as there is a limited capacity to satisfy their needs. Thus, we suggest you should focus more on user experience and follow up the supply and demand situation. When it comes to option 2, presume on satisfying customers. Apparently, it is a good opportunity for you to generate word of mouth and achieve self-fulfillment with a warm heart. Nevertheless, large capital investments may trap you into the dilemma of capital turnover. In this case, you should be careful with making financial decisions. Instead, allocate the budget reasonably to guarantee a healthy financial condition in the company. Hiring a financial advisor may be helpful. In terms of option 1 and option 2, they appear to be too conservative or radical, and option 3 acted as a perfect one to eliminate these considerations. It seems to combine the benefits of previous ones. Due to this, it is rather hard to realize. At this stage, we recommend it to enhance the efficiency of capital use. Moreover, based on the Maxim 3 horizons of growth model, as a startup company, you can initially take advantage of first mover to shape your brand, Dogpool, and make it your core assets. Meanwhile, it is essential to continuously perfect user portfolio to achieve a higher quality of matching. In the long run, you may engage in new business activities such as dog-related service products to source more revenues. When it comes to Horizon 3, you will develop a more systematic business chain. We have mentioned the way how Dogpool can grow into a mutual business. Now let's look at the proposed business model canvas to see a whole picture for the future. It highlights the extent of business scope through collaboration, new channels exploration, and new target groups of customer development. The innovation of business subsequently led the change of cost and revenue structure.